Well, there it is. Anvils and all.
Anvils and all.
Hello, everybody. Joe Lewis here, Battle Rankings Live. I am joined by my wonderful and talented producer, Ann. Say hi, Ann.
Hi, Ann.
Yes, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Battle Rankings Live. Good talk. So, what was the music that we had there?
Well, it's popularly known as the Anvil Chorus, at least in English.
The Anvil Chorus, yep.
It's from an opera by Giuseppe Verdi called Il Trovatore, which means the troubadour.
The Troubadour.
Yes.
Mm.
Now, the actual name of that chorus is called the Coro de Zingari, which means the chorus of the gypsies. So, I know it's not politically correct anymore to call them gypsies. I know they're called Romani or whatever, but Giuseppe Verdi, this is 1853, so really had no knowledge of political correctness. But anyway, so the idea of the chorus is that they're all waking up in the morning. These gypsies are coming out in the morning, and they are time to get to work. So they're hitting their hammers on the anvils, getting everybody to wake up, lift your hammers, and get to work. But they're, it's kind of a poetic little opening, singing about how pretty the clouds are melting away and the sky is beaming the sunshine.
Well, why don't you give us the words?
Okay, this is the translation.
Okay. All right.
See how the clouds melt away from the face of the sky when the sun shines, its brightness beaming, just as a widow discarding her black robe shows all her beauty in brilliance gleaming. So to work now, lift your hammers. Who turns the gypsy's day from gloom to brightest sunshine? His lovely gypsy maid.
His lovely gypsy
La
maid.
Zingarella. That's the last. La Zingarella. That's the last part. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. When the guys say, and by the way, this is men started out, and then of course the women join them in the chorus. So the men say, fill up the goblets, new strength and courage flow from lusty wine to soul and body. And then they go back and this all see how the rays of sun play and sparkle and give our wine gay new splendor. So to work now. So they're going to drink and work at the same time. Who turns the gypsy's day from gloom to brightest sunshine? His lovely gypsy maid. So his chick. His girl. Brightens his day.
Oh, so when they say mate, they actually mean like
Lovely gypsy maid.
Oh, maid.
M-A-I-D.
Oh.
La Zingarella means his lovely gypsy maid.
Is it in Italian?
Yes.
Oh, that's explaining.
Of course, it's Verdi.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course, it's Verdi. Yeah, it's Italian. Hey, we wake up and we beat anvils. Come on. Doing, doing, doing. Yeah, wake up.
Yeah, get your hammers. Let's get working, guys, and drinking and working.
Drinking and working. All right. Well, speaking of working, that is what we got going on here. So this episode, we are going to examine TOing, to being a tournament organizer and putting it all together. I've done one of these. Matter of fact, it was a year ago, like last week, that I did one. So we're going to revisit it because things are starting to pick up. And I know more and more people out there thinking about running tournaments, especially some new store owners and that kind of stuff. So if you know someone who's thinking about running a tournament, show them this video, and and then maybe they can learn a thing or two, or hopefully I will be able to teach a thing or two. So speaking of working, so I got this guy here working on a computer. Supposedly this was during World War II. That's why I pick it. I was just thinking about this while we were waiting for the 8 o'clock hour to show up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I know I don't know who this guy is, but I do know something about him. I don't think he's ever been on a date. I'm just saying.
Terrible.
I mean, I don't think IT stuff has changed. Oh, by the way, I'm in the IT business, so. So I got a comment. That's just mean. All right. Anyway, let's talk about the tournaments that are coming on up. So we did have a bunch of tournaments this past weekend, but not as many we're going to have this weekend. Holy moly. 17, the April 17th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tournaments. This is one of those things. If you can't find a tournament near you, I'm not too sure where you're living. So the let's see, we got Gameology in Pasadena. That'd be California.
The little old ladies from.
Yeah, I know, a little old lady from Pasadena. Do. Anyway, was that Jan and Dean? Or the Beach Boys?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I thought it was the Beach Boys myself.
Okay. Anyway.
Maybe it might have been Janet Dean. I could, watch me wrong.
So, okay. Anyway, so they're doing Late War 105, 3 rounds. Up in Rochester, they're doing Last Chance Team Yankee Tournament. Team Yankee, 95 points, 3 rounds. Oh boy, I could go off on about. Hey, Rochester, at least it's some distance from various activities. Family Time Games. I'll be at this one. That is in Indianapolis. Flames of War, Late War. Yeah, 105, 3 rounds. At the road, they're holding it. Yeah, there's going to be a tournament at the Royal Canadian Legion in Lumsden.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan. It's Canada, and they're all friendly, so they'll welcome you. And you don't have an army, they'll give you theirs. Flames of War, Late War, 105, 3 rounds. Then Creative Pursuits, they're doing the Mid-Atlantic Challenge. This is Team Yankee, 100. It varies, 105 to 124 rounds over 2 days. And I think this is a team event too. And then we got some stuff. I can't type. Got coming in April. Game Vault. Then Daikon in June, and then Team Yankee Masters, which is going to happen in Indianapolis on June 26th and 7th. Remember, Masters is a invite only. And we got some other ones who are coming up here.
Jonathan Myers got one.
Yeah, I knew there was something there. May 15th, Late War, 110? 110. Hey, we're tired of 105. Give me that old-fashioned 110. Okay, John. Cool. That's in Newark, Ohio. It's a pretty good store.
Make sure you add it to your calendar.
I will add it. Matter of fact, I think I'm missing another May. I think I was at work, saw someone post something, and I'm like, I got to note that down. And I just couldn't find it when I got home. But I know there's another May in there. We'll get you guys in there. Remember, you can also send me an email with
What's your email address?
What's my email? You can reach me at admin@battlerankings.com. Battlerankings.com. Anyway, admin. That'll get to
Not
me.
badminton, but admin.
Admin. ADMIN.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, badminton. Yeah, badminton. Oh, lovely. Well, I believe the thing you hit is a shuttlecock.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Which, by the way, is, I believe, the fastest Olympic sport.
Yeah, they go back real fast.
Yes. I believe the shuttlecock can travel up to almost 200 miles per hour.
Cool.
Yeah. So you need to watch out for fast-moving shuttlecocks. They really slow up too. I think they have feathers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'll digress. Love air. Anyway, let's go into now. First of all, you have to ask yourself: do you have the chutzpah, the stones, the moxie to run a tournament? It is not for the faint of heart. I'm going to try to talk you out of it. Don't do it.
Why not?
Oh, because it's broken lesser men. Men have cried, broken up, fetal position. They'll be like James Baker, if you guys remember who he was. No, I'm not talking about the Secretary of State. No, what was his name? Tammy and Faye. Jimmy Baker.
Yeah.
Oh no, James Baker was like Secretary of State or something like that, or I don't know. He was something in Reagan's administration.
Tammy Baker.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, where they found him rocking underneath his desk, and anyway, I would be hiding from Tammy too. Oof. Anyway, but here's the thing: if you want to run a tournament, there's a lot to it. You just don't go, I'm going to run a tournament, and then things magically happen. It takes a lot of work, dedication, heart. And when you run one, yeah.
Is that from the Damn Yankees? I think it's from the Broadway show Damn Yankees. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm not familiar with that one.
All you ever need is heart.
Is it? What's the music? Oh, okay. Sorry, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, Jesus, can't you kids keep on topic?" No.
It's your tournament. Go talk about it.
Wow, hold on. Damn Yankees, which
It's a baseball Broadway show.
Okay, and who is it about? Lou Gehrig?
No.
Oh. Is it? No, because that'd be a drag, right?
Yes, that would be a real drag.
Oh, I mean, what's the chance of getting a disease named after you? Anyway.
I don't remember what the show's about.
Oh.
I'd have to look it up. I just know that song is from the musical.
Okay. Anyway, damn Yankees. Let's yeah. On it's like topic. Which topic? All the topics. But we're going to go back to the topic about running a successful tournament. Now the thing is, it takes a lot of planning, organizing to pull it off. And if you want to do something, do this constantly, and because you want to build, the idea is to have a growth in your tournament, and so that every year you want to draw more and more players, right? Wherever you're at, if it's or whatever you're doing, you want to bring more people into the hobby, right? So actually, by running a successful tournament, you will actually bring in more people. So I started making notes about what you could have to actually start making that successful tournament. So I'm going to start with these things here. This is the planning phase, So pick a location. So location's important. Is it going to be a convention? Is it a local game store? Are you running a hall? Where are you going to run it? That also puts in limitations about size. Also, that location, is it near food? Is it near drink? And I will just hope that lavatories are okay. But the thing about near food is generally if you want to have lunch somewhere in there or some break so some people can get some nourishment, either are you near food or are you in a food desert? Then you have to figure out how to bring the food to the masses. Pick a day. The other thing is consistency is your friend. There's some people that run a tournament every pretty much the same weekend every year, and people know that, and so they plan accordingly. So that's another way you can build. Avoid overlapping with another nearby tournament. A lot you have a local crowd, and you have a crowd that will drive in for a tournament. This is one of those hobbies. There are some people that will travel to play in a tournament, a state or two. So they know they have a good host, and the amenities are around there. They will come. So, be looking for that too. So one of the things is you got to take a look around and see, I got, 3 or 4 states. Some people will travel to play. So, especially older men with disposable incomes that have a lot of vacation time. That's kind of this demo. So they'll travel. So take a look around, see what else is available. Avoid big local events. So you take a look around. I remember one time we went to, I think it was in Missouri. I think around the University of Missoula, or whatever it is, some little town, and it was like their big football game of the year. We couldn't get a hotel room. We're like, because we're going to drive out, play the game, spend the night, and come back. And it was like impossible to find a hotel room because it was like I know what it was. It was graduation ceremony that day or that weekend. So they were going to, graduation was going on at the college. So things like that. So, things, take a look at the calendar, make sure some diplomats not coming to town or something like that just all of a sudden eats up the hotel rooms and various other things. Or something like don't have it in Daytona the weekend of the Daytona 500. That's basically what I'm saying.
Indianapolis is off limits during.
The Indianapolis 500.
Memorial Day weekend. Don't even think about it.
Yeah. Pre-COVID.
The west side where they are.
Yeah, pre-COVID, you can get a hotel room within 50 miles of Indianapolis. So, so those are things to think about and plan ahead. Let's go on to format. I didn't spell it right. Era. What era? Late war, mid-war, that kind of stuff. How many points?
You made an error on error?
I made an error on an error, yeah. Mission selection. Are you going to use the new mission pack? The extended mission pack. Oh, hey, Ray's paying attention. You're going to use that. Are you going to use the other one? Or are you going to use something else? I know there was.
You know when the time is right.
You know when the time is right. We just had a tournament down in Huntsville. That's it. Huntsville was announcing another tournament. I think I need to get that on there. That's the May one I'm missing. Huntsville. They got a May one. No, actually, I take that back. June 19th. Aha. Yeah, I knew I remembered something. Okay. Yeah, I have to get Retro Station on there, or Station Retro Station.
It doesn't matter which way it goes. It still comes out the same.
Pretty much. So missions. What they did for their mission is they had every table had its own mission. That's something different. Is it a single event, doubles event, a team event? We've had a couple now and then. Opponent selection. So how's the opponent going to be selected? How's the first round pairing selecting? Is it random, or is it random red versus blue? One of my things I would suggest is avoid buddies or people in the same club playing that first round. There's nothing worse than traveling, a couple states over just the first round to play with the guy that you traveled with. I think you hung around with him just enough. the or is it going to be straight Swiss, or is it a red versus blue tournament? By the way, straight Swiss is probably the easiest one to run. The thing is, if you play with the format, think about the impact that it's going to have. Red versus blue tournaments are cool, but you don't want the talent being stacked up on one side. All the all your better players end up playing on one side. It gets a little lopsided, which makes sense, I guess, for about playing on one side. But if you did straight Swiss, those guys would be playing each other. So, and I found out that the thing is you want to make it fun for everyone up and down, no matter what position they ended up in the tournament. I've always found that the last round is usually the funnest round for most people, because if you and your opponent are in it for the top spot, that's a pretty intense battle. You guys are firing all cylinders. You got really good formations. You got good armies. You're duking it out, and you have a really good game. Meanwhile, at the bottom, say the last two games, you and the guy you're playing now just had their butts kicked. Well, guess what? You guys generally have really good games because, well, they're both lax. They're kicking it back. They're playing. They're rolling dice. They generally have a good game because they're at the same. Right now they're in the same spot. Hence why it's Swiss. But those people generally have really good games, or even if I had a bad tournament, that last round is always fun. Then, so you got to think about the format. Then you got to take a look at things like materials, tables, the physical room capacity that goes back to your location, terrain capacity. Is it store owned? Do they have enough to do enough tables? Is it club owned or private, or some mixture of them? If you're looking for a 20-person tournament, do you have enough stuff to put 10 tables out? These are all things that take in consideration. Scorecards. Highly recommend scorecards. I probably should find one as an example. I think I'll do that here in a second. Tchotchkes. It's a Yiddish word. It's for the little handouts, trinkets that you give, or you can give out. Do you want to give out objective markers, T-shirts, mission, stance tokens? That should be, one side, all three sides, the little chits. One side looks all the same. The other side has an A, D, and an M on each of, there's a token with an A, one with an M, one with a D. You lay it down and reveal your stance. Those are things you can give out. And then you can put little logos on it. It's all about how fancy of kind of a tournament you're running. And usually, and those costs are usually absorbed in the fee for playing. So like I know Wolf Creek, they charge a little bit more, but you get a shirt out of it. And I've mentioned that before. And my wife has a lot of Wolf Creek shirts that she uses for night wear, right?
Yes, I do.
Yep. Do you want to give out trophies, plaques, certificates, etc.? There's things like that. Those are all cool. Those are all pretty cool things. By the way, one of the things about plaque, trophies, and certificates, especially plaques and trophies, a lot of people really dig those things. They like to take home some hardware. So that if someone won a tournament, they take home a plaque. That plaque's being displayed. It's just the vanity of the top players. then speaking of prize support, so is that part of your prize support? Do you give prize support to top player, second, third, stuff like that? How about best army, best sport? If you're having people bring in tables, you probably should do a best table. And what kind of do you want to do prize support for that? Sometimes people give out usually I've seen people give out a pack of dice out for the person that got last place, the Dunkirk Award or the Tail Gun Charlie Award. I know this is something that we've done in our tournaments because generally there's a couple of us that probably consistently win, and for those who don't, I guess that could get a little old. So what we did is we started doing random prize support. Now that worked out real well. So basically, just participating, you get, instead of top 3, we give out 3 random prizes. That works out too, and of course the best sport, best army. And here, one of the things. What's one of the things about having best sport or and best army? This is a complete hobby. Not everyone is the brilliant tactician on the table, but there's a lot of people out there who are brilliant painters, and they do really great stuff, and that's part of the hobby. And they maybe they're not into the game as much, but they're into actually painting. So they bring it and they show it. And as someone who likes to paint my stuff, I'm really impressed with some of the work out there. So also best sport. That's what makes one of the Flames of War and Team Yankee different from other sports. Sports. It's a mental sport. About this hobby is that it's about the sportsmanship. So there's not a lot of games out there to do that, and it's a way to spread the wealth out. It's also a way to show that there's other influences on the hobby. So I highly recommend doing that. I think you find that that goes a long way. And also, the thing is, hey, you know what? Someone would go, I might not get top general, but by gum, I'm going to actually go for best army. I want that vote. I want that, best army. Okay. By the way, yeah, you notice how it says page 1? Yeah, because there is a page 2. So we got to take all that into account. And then now we have the event itself. What's the number of rounds? What's the time of each round? Are you going to have breaks between the rounds? What about a lunch meal break? This is where you have to factor about going out or bringing a meal in. If you're in a food desert, have pizza be delivered or something like that, or have someone who's not playing bring pizza in. If you are in a good spot, like Family Time Games, for example, is in a really good spot.
You can't swing your arm without hitting a restaurant.
Yeah, it's in a kind of a mall area. So there's a lot of things you can go. There's a Subway 2 doors down. There's a McAllister's. And
then there's sit-down restaurants across the street.
I know some of the guys in Pittsburgh like to go to Popeyes.
There's a Steak and Shake White.
There's a Steak and Shake White Castle. And there is a Denny's, but people don't go to Denny's. You just end up there.
But there's a Texas Roadhouse across the street.
Well, for lunch between rounds?
No, not between rounds.
No, that's afterwards. Anyway, so these are things to think about. By the way, the scheduling time between rounds is really it's not for your player. Give yourself a little bit of time, because there will be someone who will go to time or 1 or 2 tables, and you need to figure out and get everyone to figure out your matchups for the next round. So you need to get their scores in get the matchups going, and then put the matchups out. So give yourself 15 minutes between rounds. You deserve it. Well, actually, that way, you don't feel as pressured. If it, hold on, this is what happens at the end of a game, especially if it's tied. So time's called. This is what happens. Oh man, I would have gotten you next round. Yeah, probably, but this, that, and the other. You know what they do is they start talking about the game and what ifs, and they're not filling out your sheet to give you the score. So you got to come on over, remind them to do it, eventually do it. So even if you had a stop time of like say 2:00, you probably won't get the sheet until 2:05. By the time they're done jawing and everything. Oh, by the way, they'll still be jawing as they're picking up. Also gives them a little time to pick up. So then you got to get the sheet, figure out. Here's someone and absolutely definitely knows. Hey, Dave Griffin. He has run many a tournament and he knows how that goes. Patrick says TOs need to schedule some me time. It's all about me. Yeah. Another thing is be consistent. If you're doing a dice down at a certain time, make sure you hold that. If you're like, don't finish the round, and then you got to hold that to everybody. Be consistent. When I was on a little league board, we used to say about being consistent is that you could hide behind the rules. Mm-hmm. So what you do is you make up the rules and say, hey, these are the rules. If it's a drop dead time, that's it. It's drop dead time. Boom. And then people start complaining and go, hey, look, it's a drop dead time. We all knew that going into it. And it doesn't become you and them. It's all about, that's the rules, man. And then, of course, they'll throw some things about, that's what some people said back in World War II about some camps and stuff.
Dave said I used to have to sing to people. What did you sing, David? I don't
know. I used to have to sing to people. I don't know. I actually, tell you the truth, I don't think he ever had to sing at me. So I don't know. Where were you singing?
Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I can't imagine. Dave, I don't imagine you as a pretty decent singer. No offense, Anyway. Well, the thing is, I can imagine me come up singing to players. They would move in a hurry if I was singing.
Oh yes, that's true.
La 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 la. We could
be masticating.
We could be masticating. Is that being like a mastodon? Oh, that's.
It was not a
good he would start singing. I'd say, why are we waiting for table 12? Why are we waiting for table 12? Oh, I see what he's doing. He's trying to embarrass them. Okay, I see what you're doing. Yes, he's trying to embarrass them.
Masticating. I'm sorry, eating.
Yep. Okay.
Dave used a big word that I had to look up.
Really?
I know, and that's unusual for me.
Oh, masticating. One to be
that's a word from the SAT.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, he's in college. So the anyway, where were we? So we had the tournament rounds. So after you have all that, then you need to figure out cost. Okay, so you have your location. There's a cost factor there. If it's at a con, it's the cost of the con. Is there an additional cost about playing? For example, Gen Con. Able Company runs tournaments at Gen Con. Well, what do? There's the price to get into Gen Con, and there's also the tournament fee themselves. It's so there's some cost there. That needs to be communicated to the players so they're not surprised. Yeah, I know. If there's if you're doing it at a store, they're like, oh, hey, it's $10, $15, $20, whatever. What's that cover that cost? And then you usually have the thing about 100% it goes to price support, or something like that. Terrain. There's a cost of terrain. One of the reasons you would want to do it at a game store, and you pay a little bit more, is that it's kind of like, I always look at it this way. I'm investing in that store to actually buy more terrain. That's how I look at it. And then there's the price support, and then food. So if you're in a food desert and you want to bring in some pizza, Little Caesars or Yuck Yuck Pizza. By the way, I'm a pizza snob. Yeah. Everyone off camera is waving their head. Yeah. Well, I lived in Chicago and I lived in New York City. You know what good pizza is. So anyway, I will choke down some of the other lesser pizza, well, if you want to call them pizzas. Anyway. Yeah, in the food desert. Matter of fact, Newark, Ohio is in the food desert.
It is.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It's a I don't know what it was, like a little shop or something like that. That was like a fabrication shop of some sort that turned into a game store. But it's in the middle of a neighborhood. So if the closest food is like next door's refrigerator, so you have to actually drive out of there to go get something. So it's a little food desert, and you got to go bring the. Oh yeah, here it's John's store. Yep, free pizza for players begging can't be choosers.
Beggars can't be choosers. It's
not free pizza. It's bearing the cost of the entry fee. I'll choke it down anyway. What else we got going on? Yeah, so you have to figure out you're going to put the cost in that. So that's where you get your cost. A couple other things that are important. A ringer. If you have odd man out, so you were going to have 14 and all of a sudden 13 showed up. Who is going to fill in the 14th player? Is it you or is it someone else? Be ready for that. Don't have 13 and ask someone to sit out. People plan their day. Yeah, because you're looking at being there for at least 8 hours. So when someone dedicated their time to come to the store to play games, they should get 3 games. So either
arrange for a ringer.
Yeah, arrange for the ringer. Arrange somehow. If the person, the TO is playing, maybe they drop out. That's the noble thing to do, to make sure you have even numbers. Don't let someone get not play a game. Make sure everyone plays. That's why they're there. Oof, man, now that you put all that together, do a write-up. And there's some write-ups. There's some stuff out there. You can pretty much go and copy and paste anything that like Able Company's done in the past. You can go to the Flames of War forum. See one of the things that we've done in the past. Just copy the whole body, paste it into whatever your new post is, and just change what you need to change. And you got it. You got the format. So now that you have that, advertise the heck out of it. Now, does that mean you go out and buy a front page ad in the Washington Post or something like that? No. But the thing is, what you could do is you could put it here. Let me know about it. I'll talk about it every week. There's the Flames of War events. There's your Facebook. If you're a store, you put it up as an event in your store, which I believe most of you are doing. That's probably why you're there already. And then you let people on the Flames of War, site and various other things and point to it. If you're in the discussion thread, someone asks a question, answer it in a timely manner. what that shows is that you are engaged and people want to go to a tournament where they know that their questions are being answered. Because if you're engaging and answering their questions in a timely manner, that shows that you care. And that, remember, you got people who are asking these questions are the ones who are going to be traveling. So they'll be at, it might seem screwballish, but it's something that matters to them. And they'll come to your store. Oh, by the way, these middle-aged men with disposable incomes and lots of personal time off, they have disposable income. They will buy stuff. Oh, yeah. I buy stuff. I go to the store and buy stuff all the time. Paints, brushes, anything I'm missing, this, that, and the other. Even if it's not Flames of War, something else I'm looking for. I'll pick up stuff all the time. So D&D or whatnot. Anyway, yeah, engage and be engaging and answer questions in a timely manner. Then on game day, it's execute. Be on time. That means not only at the beginning, but try to run and meet the schedule. Be organized. Have your sheets ready to go. I'll post some stuff. I should post some score sheets. Actually, you know what? Let me do this because I can.
You have a link to it. Right?
Actually, I have an example of something. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, as I'm talking to myself, basically what it is, no one likes dead air. Okay. So, all right, I have that. And then what I'm going to do is go over here and I'm going to stop sharing this screen, share a new screen, because I want to share this with all my friends. Where are you? There you go.
Is it on your website that you can
boom? There it is. No, you'll see it come up. Here it is. This is the I did this in Publisher, and this is a score sheet. It's a good example of a score sheet. What you'll see here is in this area here where the whoops, oh no, not too big. Okay, there we go. I'm messing with it. In this area here, I the name I could put I could type whatever I want in there. There's the logo. I could throw something in there. But the rest of it's pretty straightforward. Name, club, nationality, that's the thing. You want that name towards the top so that people could find it quicker, when you lay it down on a table. Who your opponent was, what table they're on, what mission they ended up. I got to update the missions and extend that mission list for when the time's right. Were you the attacker or the defender, what your score was, and then Able Company does this thing for what you do is for 3 rounds, you have 5 points to spread out. You can give someone 3 points and the other 2 1-1s. Just because you give someone a 1 point means you just don't hate them. You just think that the other person that got the 3 should be eligible for the best sport. That's all that means. And you do that at the end after the last round. If you look, we also have a schedule here so that people know the schedule. Also, I was keeping track of people's donations on the card. And there's a section here to vote for your favorite army. And then it's asked to say, hey, did you paint your army? Or, some people buy it. But if you painted your army, that's how you're eligible for our best army. So there it is, a simple scorecard. Now, in this one corner up here, where it says round 1, 2, 3, and it says total, that's for me. That's the I will write, say if you did a 6-3 and you got the 6 points, I'll write 6 there. All right. And then what I do is I sort that by the corner because I don't have to look at the names. I just have to look at the number. Say the next round you got 7. On 6 plus 7 is 13. So I'd write 13 there. That's your total rounds. And that's how I would sort it using the Swiss pairings. So 13s would play 13s and, 18s, 16s are playing 16s. That's the idea. So this is a good example of a score sheet. And I have another copy where I think I go off 5 rounds. I just, eat up all this real estate, this space in there. That's what I do with that. So I'm going to stop sharing that. So that's the score sheet. Let me go to do this all on the fly. I want to go here, and now the tournament's over, right? You ran the tournament, you were organized, you had it all together, you had a successful tournament. The question is now, what do you do with it? Because you want to post the results to battle rankings. Well, if you don't know already, battle rankings, we do have a website. It's battlerankings.com, and you can go there and to the by the way, the rankings is where that's where you see where people are ranked right now. We go look at the top this week. I know Chris Jackson won a couple tournaments, so that popped him up. That kind of blew up the 3 Indianapolis guys. Chris Jackson is always inserting himself in the middle there somewhere. So I'm going to go back to the site. By the way, that's where you can look up your rankings. But I'm going to go to gaming resources. This is I talked about before. You can get the links to the mission packs. As I said before, Battlefront kind of, the stuff's there. It's really hard to find. I did all the work for you, so you can come here and download stuff. I do have to update the Team Yankee. I will do that this weekend. But here is where you can get the download the Excel form for the missions and the instructions for the missions. So that is where that's at. So definitely check it out, and that's where you can go, and that's where you can get the materials. Let me now actually show you the material itself. No, that's not it. Wait a minute. Nope. I'm glad I'm organized. Speaking about organizing, there we go. This is actually the document. It's a little outdated. It's outdated a little, but the purpose is still the same. We're just going to go through it. In here, I talk about the background, why we do tournaments and that kind of stuff. What's the goal of this guide? It's well laid out. Suggestions for players. Oh, I like this one. Hey, you players that are listening to this, here's some stuff that can make your TO's life easier. On your score sheet, use your name that's listed in rankings. Because that's actually what I end up doing. The TO submit it, then I go to take a look and see if people's names are right, because Patrick says it's classified. Well, you know what? We're taking the ropes off of it. You know what? If the military could start showing UFO videos, I think I could show this information. Yes. Actually, on the score sheet thing, Best Coast pairings, if you know how to use it and you have people that can go into the app, I'd say that's a definite way to go. I have ran into some people who absolutely refuse to put in any type of information on their phone, so they won't use an app. There's a few people run around like that, so you got to be, you got to figure out how to handle them. Ain't doing it. Wouldn't put the tinfoil hat on. I don't know. Anyway, it's just, each their own, I guess. But back to this. That's one of the things the thing that I spend the most time on is people's names. Like, for example, Dave or David, Michael or Mike, Junior or senior, or is it junior and the senior doesn't have a senior behind his name? Yeah, the people that play more often, I actually know that I'm starting to know how their names are in there by heart, because I always have to adjust it to match what it is on the site, because the site actually use your name as is. Your name is how it leaks everything. So I'm Joe Lewis. It's not a name or not number or anything like that. It looks for other Joe Lewis entries. That's how it matches them up. So you can print clearly so that your TO can read your handwriting. Check your opponent's score sheet so you're both in agreement. These are things that really will help your TO. Okay. Then I have a role for Battle Rankings administrator. That's me. Double check the spelling of players' names and armies that have been submitted. I submit the sheets, processing, uploading in a timely manner. That's what I try to do. Communicate with the community on direction change of battle rankings. Answer questions regarding battle rankings, and provide advice and suggestions to make a better tournament experience. Hence, like this episode. So let's talk about, I talked about where you pull the sheet and where you could submit your results to. You can rankings, so basically results at battlerankings.com. Now let's talk about the sheet itself. So there's a header part, and this is all in the document, so you can print out the document and have it there. The name of the tournament. Say this tournament, for example, was Gettysburg in 1863. The event took place back in 2016. It was a three-round event. It was it's the U.S. It's Flames of War, mid-war, and the city was Gettysburg and PA. And then continuing along that line, the TO was this honest fellow named Abe Lincoln. And here's his email address, Abe Lincoln, Abe_Lincoln at whitehouse.gov. It was not a Battlefront event. Back in the day when we had large points, it was 1,500 points. Best sport was Jeb Stewart, and best presentation was Daniel Sickles. Oh yeah, sharp dressed man.
You didn't pick Sherman.
He wasn't there. Okay. Was this a doubles event? Yes, false. By the way, I did this back when Carlotta was alive. That's our dog. Then here's the meat and potatoes. This is where you would put people's names. Number one, the winner was George Meade. Second place was Robert E. Lee. And then so forth and so down until you get to the bottom. The bottom player was George E. Pickett. And then you put your what positions down, 1 through 12 in this case, what army they played, American, German, Canadian. And by the way, the nationalities are listed here, what they are. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this before, but what we've done is Canada for a Canadian for mid-war. For Flames of War. Canadians for we'll start that again. Flames of War is Canadians, but Team Yankee is Canada. We keep it we purposely keep it different. So it's Americans for Flames of War, but it's the United States and Team Yankee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Soviets, Team Flames of War, USSR, Team Yankee. That's all right. So that's how we keep them separated. We don't want them to mix. So and then there's a Q&A section, and that's pretty much it. So that there's not much to submitting. It's just putting the information in. I know some people. Oh, by the way, on Team Yankee, whatever unit they have their formation support is, that's the Army. For example, if they're Dutch US, if they have Dutch support, they're a Dutch Army. Unfortunately, I can't do the right now. We're not doing the split, so I'm only trying to do the one, or we can only do the one. And also on the positioning, if you can figure out, especially in the top 3 tiebreakers, there's a whole thing about tiebreakers. It says here, hold on. I was a bit nervous the first time I filled out a battle rankings form, but it's really easy to do. Yes, that's right, Patrick. When you know the time is right. So there's that. Now let's go back to. I'll go back to this. Let me pull that up so that I can pull that down and go back to here as I'm moving things around. Actually, I wish you could do this. Stop screen sharing, share.
I wish I could too.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to train me on it.
Well, I got to figure out how to give you control. That's my problem. I can't let go. I can't lose control. I'm a control freak. There we go.
As long as you say it.
Yes. Here's the updated sheet. So you can see we have more pretty colors now. We also include the more nationalities. I think I need to get a couple more in there. But anyway, there you can see, it's still the same information. Oh, please note that it's it's month, day, year on that date. That's burned me a couple times. And then put the players in there. Also, TO, your email, and these items in there. Once again, I highly recommend, if you're going to do best sport, best presentation, please include it, or try and include it in your tournament, because it encompasses the whole genre of the game. The best way to figure out is an 8-way tie for third, allowed by a 4-way tie for last. Wow. That is a jumbled up mess. Anyway, I think, that's my end. Hey, is there any questions out there for the loyal few on there? And also, if you can get your what did we learn today? I'm hoping there's a lot of information. You guys hopefully learned a lot in the last hour. Especially the Anvil song, but everything else. I think, another thing too. If you like this content, hit the like button or the love button or whatever that heart button is. I come to find out that the more people hit that, the more this is kind of shared in the community. So the more the word gets out. If you're not following us, follow us so that you get a notification that when we get online, we're Facebook, YouTube, and we actually have one person following on Twitch, which is kind of funny. I know it's Brian on Twitch. Oh, it's what we never have that. I learned nothing. Okay. Well, I learned that Eric was playing Fallout, so he learned nothing because he was busy playing Fallout. Well, But the thing about running tournaments is a good way of building up your community. He says here, I learned that I've forgotten that Dave used to sing to get people's sheets after games. Well, yeah. La, la, la. Yeah, basically, he's being passive aggressive, singing, being passive aggressive. Where's my sheets number? Table 12. Also,
maybe he needs to start playing the Anvil chorus.
Yeah, right. Brian says, I learned that I'm the only one that watches on Twitch. Yes, you are. Do you know why? Because I keep my buttons up on Twitch. You know why? That's why. If I had my buttons lower, I would have more people watching on Twitch.
Unbutton your shirt.
Oh no, I'm a modest fellow.
Jonathan Meyer has a question for you.
I know. He says, "Can I run a regional event?" Okay, so a regional event. So there was, there's Masters as an invite. There's the Nationals, which gets a little bonus because there's a little bit more into it. And then there's supposed to be a regional event where in a cluster of states we try to build up. That was something that we were trying to do last year, and we were trying to get it off the ground, and we weren't having too much success. And then COVID came and blew all that up. I think, Jonathan, I think we need to re-look at regional events next season. I think September. I need to work.
You guys could sit down and talk.
I need to work out with Battlefront on it just to make sure that we're clear on the guidelines for that. Battle rankings and everything else is an independent organization outside, but we partner with Battlefront on these things, and so that we're all on the same page. Mm-hmm. Things are just smoother.
So you got to figure it out yet.
Yeah. They had regionals in the early 2V days, but they got rid of it. Yeah, we want to bring it back. It says not enough players for a 2-tiered system in regionals and nationals. Yeah, that was another thing. But there are some events that happen pretty much every year. We're thinking about
more points or something like that for a regional event.
Yeah, we're going to add like 3 points or something like that, which, by the way, is huge. Huge.
Okay.
Because if you do 4 of them and you do well, that's 12 extra points, which puts you ahead of the competition that did not. Ooh. And anyway, nationals was 5 points added. By the way, it's 5 points added to the winner's total, and then it gets divided down below. So it's not everyone gets 5 points. They get fractions of it. It's the starting point starts higher. Give me Patrick. You need the 3 points. Patrick downtown. Yes. Anyway, there you go. You got your 3.
I actually have reason to.
Yes. Yeah, Jordan downtown. Yes. Anyway, hookers. Yeah, hookers. Am I?
Not downtown.
Yeah, downtown. Yes. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, that's enough about Marv. Is Marv still alive?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm alive. Anyway, any other? What did we learn? Did you learn anything today?
Did I learn anything today?
You didn't learn anything today.
You gotta have stones to be a TO.
That's right. You need brass ones to do this and plan this ahead.
Jonathan Meyer has brass ones.
Yeah.
So does David.
Yep. Well, David used to run the national stuff. Oh my God, the pain that he must have felt. The bitching and the moaning and everything else. Yeah. Hey, Ray, did you learn anything today?
No.
No? Okay, good. Um, oh, yeah, actually,
You finish your homework?
you didn't know that 5 points was only for the winner? Yeah, actually, it starts. Okay, so the magic number is 44. 44 players get you a maximum of 100 points. And then if you divide the 44 players by the 100, you get a fraction. So the next person, I don't quite remember what it is, but say it's like 2 points or something like that. 100 points, 98 points, 96 points, right? But if it was a nationals, the top player would get 105 points. Then you would do the divide by 44, and then you start working the math on the way down. So say it's still 2 points. So it's 105, 103, or they're a fraction of, and you start going down. And that 5 points gets absorbed in the total. That's what ends up happening. So really, it's your top 10 players that actually get a big bonus. Well, a bonus, and then it starts diluting, as it goes on down. But that's how that works in the scoring system. Hopefully that's a little mystery. It's not like everyone just add 5 points, and so the bottom guy, instead of getting 1 point something, he doesn't get 6. He still gets like 1 point, a little bit more than what he would got before. Hope that answers your questions. I'm here to answer questions. That's why we're live, folks. Anything else? Did I learn anything today? I learned I need to move quicker on selecting my windows back and forth. And by the way, I never knew that song was about gypsies getting up in the morning and banging anvils. Wake up! Wake up!
Get to work. Get a drink and go to work.
Good drink? Really?
Yeah.
If you like this, make sure you hit the like button or the little heart button. Tell your friends. Remember, hey, if you're not watching, your next opponent is, and he will have the edge. So we're providing the edge to have you have a better game and try to get some chuckles out of the whole thing. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Yeah. Play us out?
You want to play? Yeah, why don't you play us out?
I'll play more of the anvil.
Yeah, let's bang our way out of here. It's like they're getting up now. They're like,
yes, they're all coming up. Scurrying.
Scurrying.
I'm sure that they're not running around the stage like that, but
scurrying.
It's busy music.
Busy music. Like, oh no. Woo.
These are the guys. The guys started.
What are they saying right now? Are they on stage? Is this an opera? Opera, right?
Yes, it is.
Are they banging?
Yes.
Are the actors are banging gambling?
I think it depends on how good the actors are keeping it. Sometimes they aren't. They're doing props. Sometimes they actually do it.
They go through it again?
Yes. This scene.
Oh, it's.
We're talking about fill the goblets there.
Fill in the goblets as they work. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Essentially is.
Yes. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. More busy work.
kidding. This is about the sun. How pretty the sun is.
Oh, pretty.
No problem. Everybody go to work.
Go to work.
Yes.
Oh, and here comes the amble. Good night, everyone.